Alright, I have my pieces all cut and labeled, and our first step is going to be to draw a line on the backs of 1A and 1B. It's the same procedure that we did for the half square triangle. Corner to corner and corner to corner. Now, right sides together. These two are both paired with color number 2. Right sides together. And if you like, you can pin each side just to keep it from slipping. Or you can be brave and just take it to the machine the way it is. Whatever works for you and makes you happy. Right sides together. I guess I turned that, but it doesn't really matter which direction it goes in because it's going to end up being the same in any event. And like the half square triangle, we are going to sew a 1/4 inch on either side of that marked line on both pieces, and then come back to the board. Like the half square triangle, we are going to cut along that pencil line, but I'm not going, after I cut it, I'm not going to move the piece. I think I just missed there. Okay. Because it's a 1/4 square triangle, we are going to cut on the other diagonal. And if you have one of these twirly mats, it makes life a bit easier. And we don't need a pencil line for that because we're just, again, going from corner to corner. And now we have 4 pieces. Again, we're going to open them up and we're going to press towards the dark. Now, this seems like it might be a seam that is along the grain of the fabric, but actually it's not, because remember, to make that seam, we actually sewed along the diagonal. So we're still going to be careful about getting this ready to press, again towards the dark, and I'm just going to put a little bit of a pressure there just to try to get this to line up to get ready to go to the iron. And again, because this is still a bias seam, although it seems like it might be a straight seam, it isn't. So we still have to be careful with that, and I'm just going to get everything sort of lying in the direction that I want, so it'll be easier when I get to the iron to press that straight without stretching out that bias. Once you have your little triangles ironed and laid them out, you'll notice that you seem to have a right-handed set and left-handed set. So we're going to arrange them. This is color 1A, so I'm going to put it at the top according to the diagram that you have in your notes. And I'm going to arrange this one at the top and this one at the top. And now we're going to take our second piece and we're going to attach them, but you can see that this is matching there and it's not going to fit there, so I'm going to put it here so that the color number 2 is making a point, and it's easy to see if one fits or not. And that fits there and this fits there. So now we're just going to go ahead and take these to the machine and stitch them up like that, and then come back. We're back to trimming again, and the end size of this square is going to be 3.5 inches. So again, we're going to be using the diagonal line on our ruler, and half of 3.5 is 1 3/4. So again, I'm lining up my 45-degree line along that one seam, and I've marked 1 3/4 here, for it's easier for me to find. But then that can very easily be removed afterward with a nail polish remover. So I've got my lines lined up, 1 3/4, and I'm going to trim both sides, and it takes off the dog ears at the same time. And I'm going to turn it and again find my 1 3/4, My diagonal is on that seam. And you'll see that the bottom edge of your square is not right on that line. And if you're putting it like that, then it's slightly off. And you can see now that it's going to be 3.5. And I'm going to trim that. And trim all of your squares down to 3.5. Now that all of our blocks are the same size, everything is 3.5 inches, we're going to start with color number 3 in the center, and we're going to arrange these on the outside so the points are together, and you've got one color going in and my color number 4. Now it's not going to show up as much of a difference with mine because my colors number 1 and 2 are quite similar in tone. However, what you want to aim for is whatever color you have for color number 4, these pieces, you want your color, this color number 1B, to be on the outside to match that color. This one is okay. This one is okay. That one was not. And now you can see that you've got your star, and the background for the points of the star matches the background, the base background for the entire star itself. Now we can see that we have a 9 patch, which is what we've done before. And as I said before, very frequently in the 9 patches, you'll have small little blocks that make up one of the 9 patches. So again, we have a 9 patch, so we're going to sew those 3 together, and then these 3 together, and then come back. Okay, we are ready now to put the 3 pieces together, and I'm going to double check to make sure, and I see that this piece is incorrect. So I'm just going to turn it this way and make sure that everything is lined up in correct order. And now we can sew 1 and 2 together, and then add number 3 together, and press those final seams in either direction.